Suddenly, a colony of weaver ants comes into view. They move along branches in perfect rhythm, their polished mandibles glinting in the dappled sunlight. The camera follows one ant to the edge of a leaf where dozens of others are already at work. Your construction has just begun. The scene is one of organized chaos as ants scurry around a large leaf. They are small but mighty, these weaver ants. High above the forest floor, in the very leaves themselves, an empire is taking shape. Not on the forest floor, but in the very leaves themselves. Let's take a closer look. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself soaring high above the forest floor, surrounded by the lush tropical canopy. Suddenly, a colony of weaver ants comes into view. They move along branches in perfect rhythm, their polished mandibles glinting in the dappled sunlight. The camera follows one ant to the edge of a leaf where dozens of others are already at work. Your construction has just begun. The scene is one of organized chaos as ants scurry around a large leaf. They are small but mighty, these weaver ants. And their mission is clear: to turn this leafy green expanse into a secure home. But how do they achieve this seemingly impossible task? Stay tuned. First, a few scout ants inspect the young leaf, tapping their antennae against each other to communicate its size, flexibility, and position. Instantly, hundreds of workers arrive, ready to put the plan into action. Each ant bites the leaf edges, pulling them together into a pouch-like shape. Where the gaps are too wide, they form a living chain, each ant gripping the legs of another, creating a temporary bridge to draw the leaf tips together. Bit by bit, the leaf is transformed. Thanks to their combined strength, the ants are able to bend the leaf to their will. But how do they keep it in place? Enter the larvae. Other workers bring them in and lay them along the edges. Normally helpless, the larvae become tools in the ants' arsenal. When stimulated, they produce fine silk, which the ants use to stitch the leaf edges shut, one seam at a time. As the sun climbs higher in the sky, a sealed, sturdy nest takes shape, all thanks to the tireless efforts of the weaver ants. This aerial fortress, woven from leaves and silk, will serve as a home for the colony. But that's not the end of the story. Inside the newly completed nest are separate chambers, one for the queen, another for eggs and larvae, and areas for soldiers and workers to rest. At the center lies the queen, her enlarged abdomen producing eggs non-stop. Her daughters, the workers, carefully tend the brood, moving them to maintain the perfect temperature and humidity. Meanwhile, the soldiers with their massive jaws stand guard, ready to repel any intruders, whether it's a hungry mantis or a rival ant species looking to claim the nest as their own. In weaver ant society, there's no confusion of roles. Each individual is born for a single task and performs it until death. Life in the leaf fortress is not all smooth sailing. The ants must venture out into the unknown to find food for their growing colony. A scout leaves the nest, weaving along branches. Its antennae sweep the ground below for signs of food, sweet nectar, tiny insects, or the larvae of other species. As if guided by an invisible force, the scout locates a caterpillar munching on a leaf. It instantly lays a pheromone trail, a silent message that summons workers. Within minutes, dozens of them arrive, surrounding the unsuspecting prey. Some pin it down, while others use their sharp mandibles to slice its soft body. The caterpillar is quickly subdued and divided for transport back to the nest. But what happens when the ants encounter other formidable creatures? Let's find out. Another trail leads to a flower heavy with nectar. Out the workers hover around the blossom, delicately tapping the stamens with their abdomens. They collect the sweet liquid and return with swollen abdomens full of food. Back at the nest, the foragers deposit their bounty, ensuring the survival of the colony. In ours, a complex network of foraging routes emerges, connecting the leaf fortress to bountiful food sources. A continuous flow of food sustains every member of the colony, from the queen to the newly hatched larvae, yet life in the canopy is not without its dangers. A colony of fire ants, known for their aggressive nature, attempts to climb the same tree in search of food. Instantly, the weaver ant soldiers respond, biting fiercely and spraying formic acid. The clash is fast and brutal. The fire ants, outnumbered and outmatched, retreat, leaving behind casualties. For weaver ants, every branch is an outpost, every nest a fortress. Any intruder pays a heavy price. As the ants grow in numbers, their influence on the forest around them becomes more profound. They are not only skilled farmers, tending honeydew-producing insects, but also formidable predators, keeping harmful pests in check. Their presence shapes the very ecosystem they inhabit. Yet despite their success, the weaver ants face constant challenges. They must adapt to changing seasons, defend against predators, and ensure the survival of their colony. As the years pass, their vigilance never wavers. One day, food resources dwindle nearby, forcing the colony to expand its foraging range. A new team of workers and soldiers moves ahead, quickly weaving a new leaf nest and extending their green empire across dozens of meters. New challenges await, but the weaver ants are ready. Their journey from a small cluster of ants to a thriving colony is a testament to their strength, adaptability, and unwavering spirit. They continue to weave their way through the canopy, shaping the forest around them and securing their place in the intricate web of life. As the sun begins its slow descent, casting long shadows across the forest floor, the camera pulls back to reveal the true extent of the weaver ants' domain. A suspended city in the treetops, a network of intricately woven leaf nests, connected by a multitude of foraging trails. The ants, tireless and resolute, move endlessly, tending brood, defending territory, and foraging for food. High above the forest floor, a world operates in perfect harmony and never rests. And so we come to the end of our journey into the heart of the weaver ants' leaf fortress. What started as a small colony of ants working together has evolved into a thriving community with its own intricate social structure, defense mechanisms, and even architectural marvels. These tiny creatures have shown us the power of cooperation, the importance of specialization, and the beauty of adaptation. As we leave the weaver ants to their ceaseless endeavors, we carry with us the lessons they've taught us about resilience, innovation, and the strength that comes from working together. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the fascinating world of the weaver ants. If you enjoyed this adventure, don't forget to stay tuned for more exciting explorations of the natural world. Until next time, keep exploring, and remember, in the grand tapestry of nature, every detail tells a story.